to the Rosary because they consider it something that only old ladies do in church or nuns do in a convent or that people do at funerals. There have been numerous men who have championed the Rosary throughout the last 800 years. Blessed Alain de la Roche revived the Rosary devotion and helped to spread it all throughout Europe. St. Louis de Montfort wrote one of the greatest books on the Rosary and did so much good to promote the Rosary. St. Pope Pius V, who asked all of Christianity to pray the Rosary so that Rome and the Vatican would not be taken over by radical Islam. And he attributed that victory, the saving of Christianity and Western civilization, to the Rosary. It was also that same century, the 16th century, that the great missionaries went out to the whole world. And when they went to Mexico and South America and India and the Far East, they took the Rosary and they basically taught the people the faith through those blessed beads. When Our Lady, the Virgin Mary, gave the Rosary to the world in the 13th century, she actually entrusted it to a man, to St. Dominic Guzman, who was a great priest, a very holy priest. She told him that it would be a spiritual weapon, and she specifically said that he was to use it as a battering ram against falsehoods. And ever since that time, there have been many, countless men over the last 800 years who have championed the Rosary. There's the Venerable Michael McGivney, who founded the Knights of Columbus in 1882. He so much loved the Rosary and championed the Rosary that when a man becomes a Knight of Columbus, he's given a Rosary, kind of commissioned to be not just a Knight of Columbus, but in a certain sense, a Knight of Mary. And during the Cristero War in Mexico, beginning of the 20th century, there were many men who were Knights of Columbus who laid down their lives for the faith. One of them, actually, Saint Miguel de la Mora, was shot while praying his Rosary. The Rosary really does have an ability to help a man become a better man, a better husband, a better father. You're not just providing for the physical needs of your family, but also the spiritual needs. When children, for example, see their father being a man of prayer, it means something profound. So many popes, so many saints have talked about the importance of family prayer, but especially the family Rosary. When spouses pray the Rosary together, they're able to look each other in the eye because you're exposing yourself to your spouse. You're acknowledging that you're not perfect. For the first 20 years of my life, I was not a Catholic. I didn't believe in God. I didn't have any understanding of these things when I was at a real crisis in my life. I went to a Catholic church and saw these Filipino women praying the Rosary. I never heard anything like this before. I wasn't even sure what they were doing. And they asked me to participate. I began to go to that church every day in the morning, and I saw those Filipino women doing the same thing. And eventually I piqued my interest and I began to participate. It put holy images in my mind and in my heart. To promote the Rosary, you don't have to be an author. You don't have to be a great speaker. All that's required really is a personal love for the Rosary and a desire to make the Rosary more known. If more men were willing to do that, we would have a changed world.